we talked about something called common sense. In common sense, I'm sorry, I'm just getting my slides worked out here. Learn how to be flexible when you must. Learn when to be firm when it's necessary, and fearless at all times. Then we discuss, if you did nothing wrong, do not be afraid. Ask advice when in doubt. Have trust, but do not be afraid to ask questions. And in common sense, we must always ask ourselves a question. When we are about to do something, what is our objective? There must always be some objective we are going to do. Don't do anything unless you know why you're doing it and what you hope to achieve by doing it. Now someone said, Panditji, I come to Mandir. I don't know why I come to Mandir. I hope you know why you're coming to Mandir. You must know why you're coming to Mandir. And you must also know why you're not coming. Because not coming is a choice also. You make a choice to come or not to come. Each choice, you must be conscious of the objective. Then, when you decide what is the objective that you want, use common sense to decide, well, what will prevent me from getting it? Don't assume that what you want, you will get just like that. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles in the way. And then, once you identify what are the challenges and objectives, you must take what actions do you need to overcome these obstacles. So, all right, I know I want to go to Toronto, and the challenge is I have to decide which route to take. Will I walk to Toronto? Will I go by GO train, by bus? Will I ask a friend for a ride? Or will I thumb my way along? And once I've decided which way, then I have to decide what should I do. If I decided I'm going to ask a friend to get a ride, I have to get on the phone and call a friend and says, I would like to go to Toronto, can you give me a ride? If I'm going to go by GO bus, I will call the GO station and find out what is the schedule, and I will make the time to be there at time to catch the bus or the train. And I will do whatever it takes to overcome the challenge of getting there. And then we continue today on this common sense subject. That common sense is not so common. Did you know that? Let me repeat that. Common sense is not so common. A lot of people don't have it, or we don't know we have it. We act like if, and I need everyone here, especially the young people, to listen to me very carefully. Andrew, how is everything over there? Good? Focus on this subject, please. Okay. Common sense, Ravi, Neil, you over there? Good? Okay. Natalie? Manisha? Good? I remember your name, don't worry. Hannah? Yes, okay. And Dylan? Common sense is not so common. Sometimes we do some of the most unexpected things because we didn't use basic common sense. Like putting our hands on a hot piece of stove. But it's a stove. It just got fire. It should be hot. Oh, I didn't know. You didn't think. As such, common sense is supposed to be very common. Before we had all of this technology in our lives, we used to use common sense about if you want some information. Before we get that little box out and start ticking on it, we start thinking, I wonder. But today we seek the answer from someone else. It is nothing wrong with seeking the answer from technology, but we must not fail to use our common sense. I know this is going live on the internet, so I hope I don't get anybody in trouble or get myself in trouble. Sometimes we have appliances at home that doesn't work. Anybody have any of those problems? You have an appliance at home that doesn't work, right? And you spend lots of money on it, right? And you take it to the people and it says, can't fix it, throw it away. You know, that's happening a lot. We have so much appliances to throw away because nobody fixes anything anymore. They get a new one, and they never take the time to, or have the time or the patience to say, well, let me see what's wrong with it. And sometimes it's so simple what's wrong, but we never take the time. You know this harmonium we all play here? We have them here, these musical instruments. All of us play them, but very few of the people who play them take the time to fix them. If it doesn't play, they say, get another one. But they can be fixed. We just used to have common sense. In life, common sense is so important that we apply common sense. But the question is, how do we apply this thing called common sense? How does it work? We don't have common sense because we are all about what we want. Let me read that. We're all about what we want. And then, with little time spent on what is the best way to get what we want. I want to go to Toronto. I want to go to Toronto. I want to go to Toronto. That's all I'm saying. And then, when the day comes for me to get to Toronto, I'm saying, oh, I don't know. How am I going to get there again? You didn't think about that? Oh, no. I was too busy. I had so many things to do. Some of schoolwork, some of this, you know, some of jobs, some of this. I didn't think about it, but I know I want it. You want it, but you didn't think about it. You will never get it. So, with little time spent on what is the best way to get, and not just what is the best way? What is the most economical, effective, and least pain? Now it requires to stop and to think of what we should do. Now everyone knows when snows fall, everybody who have a driveway have to shovel it, right? Right? How many of you shovel snow this year? Put your hands up. Wow, welcome to the club. Now, you know, there is a certain way to shovel a driveway and a certain way not to shovel it. What is recommended before you start shoveling snow? Yes, Natarajan? Huh? You have to do some stretches and exercise. Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to do that, Hannah?
Don't hurt yourself or pull a muscle.
If you don't exercise, you'll pull a muscle. Dylan, why do you have to exercise?
Because the snow is heavy, and if you don't stretch, you're gonna hurt yourself.
The snow is heavy. All right. Natalie, why do you have to exercise?
To loosen your muscles.
To loosen your muscles. Okay, let's go around this. This is interesting. Why do we have to exercise? Anybody else? Natarajan says you'll get a heart attack. Okay. But why do you have to exercise? What is the objective of exercising?
Prepare the body for physical activity.
Say that again.
Prepare the body for physical activity.
Prepare the body for physical activity. That's why you exercise. Prepare it, tone it up, warm it up, then put it to work. Because if you don't do, you'll get a heart attack. And that's not the objective, to get a heart attack. What's the objective? To shovel the snow. But in order to shovel the snow, you need to think, what are the obstacles? I have to get my body in shape. So I need to do some stretch, some bends, some pulls, whatever, tone up the muscles, and then lift the snow. Now, do I take the biggest shovel or the smallest shovel to shovel snow? The big ones? Okay. Well, Beam, the biggest shovel or the smallest shovel? By the way, could I have all of our volunteers come and sit over here, please? You all are sitting so far away. I can't see you. All of our volunteers, come over here. Come, stand up. Uto, quickly. Wherever you are, come. Give these young people a wonderful round of applause, please. Come over here, gentlemen and ladies. These are hard-working young people who are here regularly to give their time and effort for the benefit and their benefit also. They're all high school students working towards their 40 hours, but many of them are here for more than 40 hours. So once again, let's give them a wonderful round of applause. Okay, our volunteers, how many of you shoveled snow this year? Put your hands up. Good. All right. Did you use a power motor or a shovel? How many of you use power motors? Nobody? Wow, this is good. So, so did you use a big shovel or a small shovel? Your hands? Oh, hold on a minute. You said you shovel snow. Let's understand what that means. Not put my hands and throw too big. Do you actually get down there? So, did you have a very big shovel or a small shovel or what? A big one? Kind of medium size? Okay. Now, the idea is that if you know that you're going to shovel snow, it's practical for you to get a shovel that you can manage the weight of the snow you pick up. It's no use taking a big shovel and when you put it down, you can't, I can't lift that. So you must get the right size tool that it will not put strain on the body, but you'll still be effective. Some people think, get one big shovel and I'll just, one shovel, get all the snow done. I don't have time. But then a little shovel, quick movement, easy on the body, and keeps the body physically fit. But if you get a big shovel, then you'll strain your back right away, although you warm up, and then you will not shovel snow again. What is the point of this little discussion? Say it again. Come on, say it. Loudly, all together. 1, 2, 3. Common sense. Give them a big hand, please. Now, it didn't take rocket science that says, okay, if I get a big shovel, I can't lift it, I should get a shovel I can manage. Bite off what you can chew, the man says. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And take it little at a time, mouthful at a time. Don't try to eat the entire plate of the food with one gobble. Whatever is the meal or whatever is the activity, gradual, give yourself time to do it well. But of course, if you're like me and you're lazy, you buy a big power machine, right? And you just go out there and you let the neighbors look at you and says, while they're shoveling, you go, put, and the snow is all thrown away. But I want you to know, even in using a power machine, you have to use common sense. Don't stand in front of the machine. It's not good, okay? Right? Make sure there's no pieces of rock or metal or wood in front of the machine, right? Make sure that the machine is properly handled, because it's a big machine, you could hurt yourself. Understand that you must prepare the machine before the weather, that oil it, add oil, check the spark plugs, check everything that is ready when the winter comes, when you started the work. Preparation. What is that called again? Common sense. So, it doesn't matter what we do in life, common sense is very, very important. But it is not so common these days. And by the way, where do we learn common sense from? Say it. Give the man a big hand, please. Experience. Sometimes you have to burn your hands once or stump your toe once so you can know that you shouldn't burn your hands and shouldn't stump your toe. How to avoid it? Experience. We must learn from our mistakes. If we do not learn from our mistakes, then we are not showing common sense. Good. Now, to stop and think before we say or do anything is called, no, it's being stupid. To stop and think before we say or do anything is called common sense and intelligence. Because we're stopping and thinking before we say or do anything. How many of us have had this problem where we found we've got our foot stuck in our mouth? Not literally, but you guys understand what I mean? You don't know what I mean about your foot stuck in your mouth? That's when you say something that, oh my God, no. You shouldn't have said that. It's like your foot is just stuck in your mouth. That's literally what it means. So think before you speak. Think before you act. And when you do all of these things, what are you using again? I want to hear it nice and loud. Come on. What are you using?
Common sense.
Now I know what's going to go home. Some of the husband and wives are going to go home and the wives are going to say to the husband, you see what Pundit says? You're not using your common sense. And now they'll have a fight. You listen to that Pundit, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then the children will go home and say, Mom, Pundit says you have to use common sense. You're not using common sense right now, Mom. You're yelling at me. The mother said, this has nothing to do with common sense. You're not doing your job. So don't blame me for those things, okay? But when we are using common sense, there's a simple principle that we can apply. Read it for me, please. What's the acronym? Can you see it? Well, is it there?
No.
Oh, it's not showing, huh? Uh-oh, our projector is not. But who said it? Who said it? Give him a big hand, please. LTDR. Translated means listen, think about what you just heard, decide if you understand what you've just heard, then respond to what you've just heard. Listen, think, decide, then respond. Now we live in an HR world. We hear and we respond. We didn't think about it, we don't know, we understand, and then after they say, oh, I didn't know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I didn't understand. No, LTDR. When we use LTDR, we are applying common sense. And by the way, which scripture do you think I got this from? Which great book did this come from? The Bible? Give him a big hand, the Bible. Okay. Which, it is in the book of life experiences. That's where common sense comes from. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say to me, you must think before you speak, literally, but all the scriptures are saying that not so literally all the time. Use your intelligence, mankind. Use your basic intellect and common sense. In life, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a physician, a scientist, a clock worker, a garbage collector, a musician, a pundit, or the prime minister, we all require to use common sense. In using common sense, we will also understand that it's common sense to give thanks to God and to appeal to God. Why is it so? Because our sense will tell us, our intellect will tell us, that whatever we have is through the grace of God. And if we understand that whatever we have is through the grace of God, then our common sense should say, we must be thankful to that. But let me ask this question, especially of our young people. Do we all know that whatever we have is through the grace of our parents? Did you ever think about that? When do you think about that? When they're dying? Or when they're ill? Do you tell them that when they're healthy? And says, Mom, you know, Dad, I really appreciate everything you're doing for me. And I know because of your love for me and God's grace to you that you're able to do what you're doing for me. When did you do that last? Don't put your hands up. Think about it carefully. And I want you to know your parents are not sitting there waiting for you to do this. But boy, you're going to blow their mind away when you sit down and say, Mom, Dad, I just want to take a moment to tell you something, you know. You guys are really great, and not because you're good looking or because we have a big house and a nice car. You're great because you've done everything for me so that I can be happy. Is that common sense? Is that common sense? It's not common, is it? Although it's sensible, it's not common. So today when you leave here, I am going to wait for the messages from the parents. Panditji, what did you do with my child? They came home and they said such nice things to me. Surprise me. Let me see if that will happen. Parents, when they do this, hug them and give them a nice kiss on both of the cheeks. Don't say anything, just smile. Because it's a rare occasion. Enjoy it. So we must be conscious and have the common sense to give thanks to God. He Deena Bandhu, He Karuna Sindhu, Sab pe daya karna. ज्ञान ज्योति मन में, जलाओ ज्ञान ज्योति मन में, जलाओ ज्ञान ज्योति मन में, जलाओ कहता है? The poet is saying, Hey Deen Bandhu, addressing God. Well, this phrase, Deen Bandhu, means literally friend of those who are in distress. When we appeal to God as seeing the one who's always friendly, even when we are in distress, He is there. Hey Deena Bandhu, Hey Karuna Sindhu, O most compassionate being, Sab pe, to all of us, Daya Karuna, have compassion. Jalao Jnana Jyoti Maname, ignite the light of common sense in my life. Jnana Jyoti. Ignite the light of common sense in my mind. Prabhu, O God, Aparadh Chama Karana, and forgive me for all of my shortcomings, my misgivings, my misunderstandings, and my stupidity. When we can think and stop before we talk or before we act, we are using this common sense. We are glorifying God for the gift of the intellect. If you give someone something and they don't use it well, you're saying they are stupid. God has given us intellect, and when we do not use it well, what do you think He is thinking? We are stupid. So when we say, Hey Deena Bandhu, Hey Karuna Sindhu, Jalao Jnana Jyoti Maname, O Lord, forgive me for my shortcomings, because as human I will err. But O Lord, ignite the light of common sense in my life, that this intellect that you've given me, I will be proud and you'll be proud of me. Remember, every parents give their children everything, and all they want is to be proud of their children. That the children will do things that will make them proud. As such, when we sing this song, as children, we must relate it to our parents. That, Hey Deena Bandhu, O mother and father, O Karuna Sindhu, O most understanding mother and father, have compassion because we do lots of wrong things. Jalao Jnana Jyoti Maname, teach me and encourage me to use my common sense. And O mother and father, you'll still have to forgive me because I'll still make mistakes. But every day I'm trying to learn from my mistakes and to be a better and better son, daughter, and a human being. Parama Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Our message today is one intended for everyone, young and old, parents and children alike. For the skill of common sense is available to all. We must think and understand that there is no such thing as an ignorant or stupid person. We make ourselves stupid and we make ourselves ignorant. God never did that. He gave us intelligence and the ability of good common sense. But we determine stupidity, we determine ignorance by the way we apply the gift of intelligence and common sense. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Bhavati Mahadeva ki jai. How many of you were here last Sunday? Put your hands up, please. How did our Kirtan Mandali and the presentation go with the young people? Did they do good? Well, I am very proud of all of them. I must let you know that while the satsang was going on here, I was watching you live, all the way from Guyana of us, and we saw how organized things were and how well everybody was doing everything. So I'm never too far away, and we also have cameras in the entire building now. We can see everything that's going on anywhere in the world. So it was wonderful to know that I am not here, and Sumiji is not here, and everything, and Jay and Arvinda was not here, Tara was not here, many of the people who were here all the time were not here, but yet the rest of you did a wonderful job and kept it going. I am very proud of all of you. You deserve a round of applause. I am very proud because it is an achievement that we are in a transition stage where we are preparing the new team to take over. Oh, by the way, I'm not leaving. So, that is transition, prepare everyone to know that they too can fulfill the roles and responsibilities. And one of the things that we're starting next week is this young lady, Hannah, and Vanisha, and Natalie will be committed to being in the mandir twice a month. They must be here, and they'll be sitting up there with the harmonium. Since they're going to music classes, they'll be practicing to play. And then Rukmini will also be doing the same thing starting next week. You all are going to music classes. I want to see you play the harmonium, right? So that way we will always have a harmonium player. Anil is already bringing his tabla players. Ravi, I'm making it public knowledge so you can remember. Your tabla, hang it around your neck so you won't forget it, right? Hannah, where's your brother? What's his name? Ryan, where are you? Stand up, please. This is the young man. He'll be hanging a tabla around his neck also next week. You'll know him, right? Good. He'll be playing tabla. So they are here to come and to learn and to progress, because I'm getting old and many of us are getting old. And if any of you mature individuals want to get involved in helping to let the day-to-day activities of the mandir run, then you're welcome. I want you to know, let me give you a scenario of how this mandir is run. Starting tomorrow, it's Navrat. There'll be 9 nights of activities where bhojan is cooked, prepared, people are offered food, the dishes are clean, the hall is prepared every day, 9 days, for at least 200 to 50, 300 people every night. Then immediately after that will be Ram Navami. Then immediately after will be Hanuman Jayanti. And there's a full day school here all day. Children will be cooked for 22 children every day. Every evening there is puja. There's people coming to this mandir. At least 5,000 people walk through this mandir every week. Yes, 5,000. And they come from 7:30 in the morning until 9:30, sometimes till 10 o'clock. So I'm giving you an idea of what it takes to keep this mandir active. We are looking for those who have a desire to get involved. We don't want good-looking people. We want people who will do good things. If you're good-looking, it's okay. But you must want to do good things. As such, you must have a desire to serve and to do seva. And to do it regardless of who's saying what. Just do it because it is your duty. And while you're doing it, you have to remember to use your common. Many of us in human relationship do not use our common sense. We come and someone says, you're doing that? They have you doing that. Pundit Sharma have you as a slave? And then you say, oh my God, I'm a slave, and you don't do anything anymore. You're not using your common sense. The other person is making a fool out of you. Okay? So use our common sense and get involved. When you drive in to come here, look at these walls of the mandir outside. And if you remember the way they looked 2 years ago, if you were coming here, you will know that they're glowing in white right now. And as such, it was because of a major effort to repaint the entire mandir from the outside, and we did not use a contractor. It was painted by our own people, some volunteer and some paid employees, but people who are here, not professionals, but they did a wonderful job. Don't you agree? Give them a big hand, please. The summer is coming, the yard has to be cleaned, all the garbage has to be picked up, all the flower plants has to be organized. We're looking for 6 people to become our landscape architects who are going to make our landscape look beautiful. Plant the right garden, flowers, make sure the grass is cut. You don't have to necessarily cut the grass because we'll have people to cut the grass, but just decide on what will make it look nice. Decide on buying the plants and buy the plants, come and plant them, make sure they get watered. It's our garden. Such, we are looking for 6 people for this job. We already have those who've been doing it last year. They did a fine job. We have to give them a break. We'll promote them to management. We need some folks to get out there and give ideas. And by the way, this is not a man's job. It's not a lady's job either. It's not a kid's job. It's everybody's job. Men, women, and children. So, landscaping. Then, we'll be doing some aesthetic work. We want people who can paint, who are artistic and can paint. We want someone who can actually do the touch-up on these murtis in the facial expressions. If you are an artist and have that ability, we'll provide all of the equipment, paint, and you will have an opportunity to make our murtis reface very good. We want someone who can paint that way that we can do paintings on the domes that are outside. And we will trim the end around the mandir and put a trim, a gold trim around the top, the perimeter. We need some artistically will come up with a design, and then we will get the spray paint and paint it and make templates. See how many things we can do? Now I want to see people come back either by email or come to see me to talk about these building improvement projects. And Anil Sharma, he's here, right? That's his name. Put your hands up, please. Anil Sharma, you don't see him that often, but you will see him more often now. He is involved in helping me with the building development projects. And all of these things we talked about are building development projects. So, let's get together, let's talk, and put your talent to work. As they say, show me your jalwa. Okay, good. Right? Not only in dancing, but your abilities and skills. So, do not wait, do not hesitate. Volunteer, apply your skills, use your common sense, and become a better person every day. Today we are celebrating Matthew's birthday. Where is Matthew? Where is Matthew? Matthew's not here? I have this. No Matthew? I have a birthday for Matthew. Anyone else celebrating a birthday? Yesterday, tomorrow? Who? Your daughter? What's her name? Tejasvi. Tejasvi, say, where are you?
1st April.
1st of April. Give her a big hand, celebrating her birthday. So, let me take it. Kaun pehle baar aaya hai? Who's here for the first time in the Ram Mandir today? Any newcomers? Newcomers? No? One? Where are you? The newcomer. Stand up, please. Stand up, stand up. Give it a wonderful round of applause. We welcome you to Sri Ram Mandir. I know you're recommended to this mandir by one of our heartfelt devotees. I hope you've enjoyed your stay here. And please join me for lunch today. We'll have lunch together. And anyone else who would like to join me for lunch, you're welcome to do so. And those who were brought prasad, please come forward. We shall offer bhog. Oh, where is it? It's here, it's here, it's here. It's in the announcements. Yes. Today's Preeti Bhoj is sponsored by Beam and Indriya Geek. Give them a big hand, please. And there is a happy birthday, but we don't know who it is. Happy anniversary, no?